Okay, let's go
Okay.
live. It's about time and 22 people are waiting.
Okay. Oh, I should link to your channel
Hello
actually.
and welcome everyone. I'm
Yeah.
Pradeep from Armwrestling News, and for the second time our guest is one of the most important personalities in arm wrestling. He's one of the two main person behind the King of the Table brand, and he's doing a lot for arm wrestling, especially in the last 2-3 years. Welcome Adam Silver.
Thank you very much.
So, we are here today to talk about an upcoming super match where Larry Wheels will be facing an Indian arm wrestler. So, starting off with one of the interesting comments from the chat, someone mentioned that I thought Larry was taking 1 year break from arm wrestling. What happened to that? Okay.
Well, yeah, technically he was not taking a year break from arm wrestling. It was just a year break from doing super matches. So technically, yeah, that's that. This wasn't actually supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So the original plan was I've actually maybe I should back up before we actually get into all that. Um,
Mhm.
uh, you're probably going to want to ask these questions anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so I met Kyle, Larry and I, and Sharif went on a trip to India back in September 2019, and we hung out with Sangram, the bodybuilder,
Yeah. Sangram Chaudhary.
and yeah, had an amazing time with him. He's a really great guy, and we did some arm wrestling there at his gym, just a little bit. And this kid shows up, tall kid, and his name's Kyle Cummings. And he basically gets into an arm wrestling match with Larry. And we'll talk about that more later. But basically, Kyle, I've been talking to him for a few years, kept in touch with him. He's gotten very, very good, very high level now, especially in India.
Yeah.
He's at the top. So I invited him multiple times, come out and practice with us, come practice with Larry and stuff like that. But now he's like kicking ass.
Yeah.
The top guys out there giving Suhail a really tough time. I'm sorry, Suhail's rival. I'm forgetting the guy's name. Another big
Sony.
guy.
Parth Sony.
Yes,
Yeah.
Parth Sony. Yes. So I had the idea of, hey, why not have him come out and maybe do a super match with Mazaher?
Yeah.
So originally, that's what was supposed to happen.
Mhm. So why did that match fall apart? Is that something that you can discuss here?
Sure, I can discuss it. I think it's understandable and it's a bummer as well. But I guess just like many countries, you have rival arm wrestling
Federations.
federations.
Yeah.
So basically, Mazaher is part of a new federation called Pro Panja League,
Yep.
which is excellent. It is a very good federation, and I think they're doing things for arm wrestling that are really good. So they're really leveling up, making arm wrestling a very important sport in India.
Yeah.
So their rival organization, there's probably many of them, but this one in particular is Lions, and they've been around for a while, I believe. I don't know. I'll tell you this: I don't know a lot about them at all,
Mhm.
but Suhail's part of them. Kyle is part of them as well. And even though that we're doing the super match here in Dubai on neutral ground, and it's without any federation oversight or sanction, you know, the people from Pro Panja League felt that they don't allow their athletes to go ahead and compete in official matches with rival organizations, rival federations. And we made it look like it was official. We were just playing around with our poster and making it, really fun, saying this could be like number one, India's number one arm wrestler, between these two guys. So they're like, hey, yeah, we can't do that. And I won't give away my entire conversation with
Yeah.
them, but I will at least, acknowledge that they requested that we not do this.
Mhm.
So we took it off the table. They can practice with each other. That's not a problem. So we decided that we'll go ahead and have Larry go against Kyle. And then after that's all done, then Kyle's going to arm wrestle with everybody in the club. So that would include Suhail, Mazahir, and those are our club members. So,
Yeah.
but there won't be, just practice polls, and plus Kyle will be tired by that time.
Yep.
Hopefully,
Mhm.
hopefully.
Yeah. So tell us something about their match that you were mentioning earlier when they faced each other about 3 years ago in a practice match. And before that, I'd like to know like what is the level of this practice match? Like, is it something like Maxim versus Larry Wheels or Schoolboy versus Larry on the left arm? Because this one is not
Yeah,
publicized as much as those matches. So what is going to be the level? Is it like just a friendly polling or like
yeah.
a
It is just a friend.
super match?
It is friendly, but it is serious at the same time. So we didn't do a lot of hyping it up and all that. Just because I guess it was kind of just a bummer that our original plan wasn't going to happen. So, but we kind of are pushing it just like the similar matches we had, like with like Raul Paniker and stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
um, uh, basically, kind of lost my train of thought for a second there. So we didn't put a lot. We're not hyping it up too much. It is a serious match though, and it will give Larry an idea kind of where he's at with somebody that's really high level and that's also kind of near his level,
Yeah.
if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So oftentimes Larry goes up against guys that are just way far above him, and
Hmm.
uh, you know, it's this will give him kind of an idea of where he stands. Look, Kyle is really strong. He is Larry's not underestimating him at all. He's probably on the same strength level as Mazahir, and that's Larry did beat Mazahir recently in
Yeah.
a competition, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it was a
You
very
know,
close match.
it was a very close match. Kyle believes that his hand control is going to be the deciding factor.
Mm.
So I'm going to break his hand as soon as I see him. I'm going to snap it in half, and then he can arm wrestle with. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So, brother, I think Larry should have these super matches where he has more chances of winning at King of the Table as well. Like if he gets these wins
Yeah,
at a local gym tournament, like I know this one is at the Millennium Place, but I'm not sure if these wins will do that much good to his mindset, his mentality, as much as a King of the Table win would do. So with these
yeah,
opponents, I think
sure.
Larry should try at King of the Table as well. It will be great promotion for them as well. And if Larry and when Larry wins a match at King of the Table, it will be better for his confidence as well.
Yeah, for sure. And so Larry is coming back to King of the Table this coming year, so he will
Okay.
be there. And if I could say anything, it's that he over the past, I would say, 6 months has really kind of taken himself to another level, especially in the past 3 months. Let me break it down even smaller than that. 3 months where he's truly been concentrating on arm wrestling in the sense of he's doing arm wrestling specific exercises, which is something that he would only do occasionally.
Mhm.
And now it's like it's very serious. He's actually doing this, every day or at least 4 or 5 times a week. So in addition to the powerlifting he's doing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So I'd like to get back to the comment that I made earlier. Like when we talk about King of the Table, we're not talking about PR here, which is a separate brand, or and it is connected with King of the Table as well. Like, who are the main names behind the King of the Table brand? Is it just you and Larry? Like, are there any other major names that we need to know about?
Well, Don Idris. So Don is owner of Core Sports, and he's part owner as well. Matt Rhodes has a small share in King of the Table as well.
Okay.
So it's really just us four.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about their match in 2019, like why
Mm-hmm.
was that trip planned? Like, please tell us something about because at that time the arm wrestling community was not really following Larry Wheels. So tell us something about that
Mm-hmm.
trip in
Yeah.
2019.
So that basically, look, Larry and I, we started working together over 7 years ago, and for the last 4 years, it's been full time. And so one of our plans was we're going to travel the world. that's one of the things that I love traveling. He likes traveling, and we want to go around different countries and stuff like that. So in 2018, we actually took a trip to Europe, did that for 10 days. That was great. Then 2019, we lived with Thor Bjornsson, the mountain, world's strongest man, for 2 months in Iceland. And from there, we moved to Dubai. And it was just supposed to be for 6 weeks for strongman stuff. And we decided that that's a better place to be to go ahead and travel the world. So soon after that, we went to India. Was one of the trips we wanted to take. We wanted to see India, and it's it's a great population in terms of they love like bodybuilders like crazy. And at that time, India was following Larry. I think it was just behind the United States. The number of followers were coming from India in second place, which is pretty interesting. So let's go there. So, and then we met up with Sangram, and then the arm wrestling went on, and so he and Kyle got to meet up and arm wrestle. And first match, Larry takes him down, but then they go to the strap for the second match. And I love to make fun of Kyle because this first match, I said, ready, go. And on the ready, he started to go already. So it was a false start, but he took him down, right? And he technically he won it because Larry couldn't stop after he went. So, but he always posts that match only. he doesn't show his losses.
Yeah.
So to Larry. So I always make fun
Yeah,
of him about
but man,
that.
if a 18-year-old gets a pin over Larry Wheels, I think he deserves to share it, whether it was a false start or not.
Yeah.
So,
So we don't care. We have fun with it.
mhm. So how much do you think both of them have improved? I know it is almost impossible to
Mm,
guess, but if you were to guess, who has improved more since then? Larry was just, I think it was his
mm,
second or third practice at that time, and
yeah.
Kyle also started in the same year, I guess, maybe in 2018 or maybe 2019. So Larry
2018.
Larry has gotten much stronger on the table, but I wouldn't say so much in the gym lifts because now he's slightly smaller. So we can say he's around the same strength in last 3 years. But arm wrestling specific strength much more. Kyle on the other
Yeah.
hand, he was 18, now he's 21, 22, and he's gotten much bigger now. And he has
Yes.
also gained a lot in terms of arm wrestling experience and
Hmm.
technique. Who
Yeah.
do you think has gained more in this period?
It's so hard to say. I feel like maybe Kyle because Kyle concentrated more on it
Yeah.
as opposed to Larry. So Larry would have these brief periods of time where he really focused. Um, a little bit when Michael Todd came out, but not much. When Coach Ray came out, that's really kind of when it started. That okay, he's now like actually training for it and getting his mind right, his neurological connections. That started to happen. But then after that, then he kind of took a break from it and went on to other stuff. So he didn't stay the whole time just concentrating on arm wrestling, which I believe Kyle probably did that more. So
And it needs to be that way if we want the match to be close because at that time there was a clear strength gap. As soon as Larry stopped him at
mhm.
any place, it didn't matter. He immediately brought
Yeah,
him over. Like there was a huge gap in strength.
yeah,
So Kyle needs to close that gap. Otherwise, he won't have any chance.
yeah.
And I
I,
want
I
to,
think he has.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he has closed that gap. I think he's really, really strong.
Mhm.
It's going to be really intense.
And the most difficult question in India, which has always been the case for almost last 5 6 years, is who is the number one guy in India in the super heavies? And I think this question can answer it because A beats B, B beats C. I know that logic doesn't really work in arm wrestling,
Yeah,
but
right.
if there is a B, Larry Wheels, and there is Kyle, and there is Mazahir. If Mazahir is not willing to arm wrestle Kyle and he has lost to Larry, if now Kyle somehow beats Larry, then I think he deserves the number one spot. He should get to claim that just because he was not ready to pull with him. And if Kyle beats the guy who beat Mazahir, I think he deserves the number one spot after that. So
Yeah.
Paulin is in the chat. He's saying, "What's up, fellas? Every time I see Adam, he bullies me."
That's only because Paul's there. He's always looking jacked as fuck, and I can't. It just he amazes me. This guy.
Yeah.
So I
Paul
am
has
the
been
bodybuilder bully now. That's my
yeah.
nickname, Adam the
Yeah.
bodybuilder bully. So
Yeah. So is that your new channel? I just watched a video on your channel
yeah,
you've created. So
yeah,
can somebody link it in the chat? Adam the bodybuilder bully is created a new channel.
yeah,
I just watched your
yeah,
super match on that, which you won. I think you made a comeback in that
yes,
match. Yeah,
yes,
amazing,
yes, yeah.
amazing,
So
Paul.
I just thought it'd be fun. Like obviously, I've worked with bodybuilders since like 2000, and I
Mhm.
used to use them quite a bit on my channel, StrengthNet. And
Yeah.
we did a lot of arm wrestling stuff with the bodybuilders, and that was always fun. And the videos always went viral and stuff. And now that I've gotten back into arm wrestling and I'm kind of gaining some strength, I like to kind of take on the bodybuilders myself now, just to kind of
Mhm.
see where I am, where I'm at. But look, some of these bodybuilders are stronger than you think.
Yeah, yeah,
So just crazy. Yeah.
yeah. It is just about the hand. I think in the arm most of them will be really really strong, and
Yeah.
you will
Mhm.
feel all of that strength because you like to go arm on arm. You're not really focusing.
Yes.
Sometimes you go for top roll as well, but
Yeah.
if you go
Sometimes.
in a hook with these bodybuilders, for sure you're going to feel a ton of strength.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
people are asking when will this match be uploaded? Larry Wheels versus Kyle Cummings from India.
Probably a couple days after. So probably by Tuesday night. Tuesday
Okay.
night, that's our time. So 10 p.m. Dubai time is usually when I launch, 10 p.m. or 11 p.m.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
sometime around.
And what time is the match? I think it is 1 p.m. Dubai time tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Dubai time tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. So coming back to the question between the match between Mazahir and Kyle, like who did these guys approach you, or were you interested yourself in Indian arm wrestling?
No,
How did that happen?
I was interested. This was my idea completely. Just
Okay.
because, look, I like Kyle, and I want to get him some good exposure. It's just like, look, Larry and I. If you've been watching us for a long time and watching Larry's channel, you'll see that we often will work with people that are not just other big influencers. That's what a lot of influencers do. They'll go ahead and work with other big influencers.
Mhm.
What we do is we like to give a spotlight on people that have amazing abilities. They're an incredible physique, super strong, super shredded, something crazy about them. They may have 500 followers. We will still do a collab with them and give them, some exposure. We like to do that. And Kyle's one of these guys also that has like zero following, like most of the, arm wrestling world, or at least low following, if you know what I mean. And I think he's special. I think he's an amazing athlete, and I think that he deserves a spotlight.
Yeah. Insane fame with a super chat. Adam, you're from the Queens. Did you ever meet the NYC legend Jason Vale?
I did. I arm wrestled with Jason back in the day, and back in the 1990s, he could still beat me then, and I was much stronger then. I was pretty decently high level, I would say. Um, and I saw him maybe 6 or 7 years ago was the last time I saw him. Yeah, I
Hmm.
went to his house, and he still has this small little basement with all these tables in there stuffed in. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And 131 people watching, guys. Please like this video and subscribe to Adam's channel as well. Stacy Morgan has linked it in the chat, and we'll discuss. We'll further proceed with the discussion of this match. So, why, like, do you see any potential? Like, how much potential do you see in Indian arm wrestling in the coming years?
I
And do
see
you
a
know
lot of
much about
potential.
it?
I know probably not as much as I should know. But I've been
I also
watching.
don't know as much as I should know.
Yeah, you should know more, right?
Yeah.
But I've been watching it over the past few years, and it's growing big, and they have a lot of great talent there.
Mhm.
So, especially in the Kerala region,
Yeah.
so amazing arm wrestlers there. So I think that it's going to explode soon, and as long as federations like Pro Panja League, they are doing a great job. I have to say they're doing a great job. They're putting a lot of money into it, a
They
lot of
got
money into
like
production.
on the short form content combining everything, they got like 150 million views on their last tournament combined out of all of the videos, including shorts. Most of the shorts
Okay,
went viral.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, and it's good for them, and it's good for arm wrestling in general. But the thing is I without getting into politics, I like to see all of the federations do well.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that we have, fights between WAF, IFA, and, all this politics bullshit that just drives me insane. I get some of it, but some of it I don't get. And sometimes it's so petty. And that's why I like to stay out of it and just remain neutral. Sometimes that's very difficult to do, but, king of the table is neutral.
Yeah. That's the best thing about it. That's the best thing
Yes.
about it. And,
Yeah.
and premium league as well. I was talking about it in my commentary. Like right now, I don't know if there is any competition between East versus West or King of the Table, or not. But clearly, right now there is not like the friendly conversation
Yeah.
between both of those. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
looks like East versus West has stepped up the game. But now, if we look at King of the Table, probably Levan is going to compete, John Brezink is going to compete, Hermes Gasparini is going to compete, and if you Denis Plenkov is going to compete, and if you somehow manage to get Devon as well on that card, Larry Wheels is also going to compete. You just
Larry
mentioned,
will be there.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's going to be like one of the premium events once again, which will be amazing to see.
Yes.
And people have already
Yes.
started asking about the Andrea Jekwaldaze was asking about the winners of the King of the Table tournament. Are they for sure going to get a match at this King of the Table?
Yes. Yeah, they will. Hmm.
So this time they're probably going to be the most number of matches we have seen so far at King of the Table.
Yes, it will. And the thing is we don't want to exceed, too many matches. We don't want to have like probably in a general king of the table will probably limit it to like 5 or 6 matches at the most.
Yeah.
Most of the time that's what it will probably be at.
Yeah.
So
5, 6. I think it is a sweet number. 5 and 6 sounds perfect.
yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got beat by again. I think Kyle will beat Larry, but it was going to be a close match. What do you think, Pradeep and Adam? Of course, Adam thinks that he has to say that it is going to be a close match, and he thinks that Larry will win this. Am I correct with this?
I don't have to say that. The thing is that I believe in Larry,
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, if you ask me a question, I try to give you guys honest answers, and I try to be as neutral as possible. It's hard to be neutral with
Yeah.
one of my best friends, but Larry has a lot going for him right now because he has taken it so seriously. So yeah, I think he has a really good shot of winning this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be
Because
best of 5.
best of 5 on the right arm.
Yeah.
We're not sure if Mazahir is at a higher level or if Kyle has, because without them
Mm.
facing each other, one would have to assume that Mazahir may be slightly higher just because he has much more experience and he's also focusing more on arm wrestling now
Hmm.
than ever. But
Right.
with that logic, Mazahir has never been able to beat Larry, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would also favor Larry in that match by maybe at least 60-40. At least 60-40.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If you're wrong, I'll never be back on this channel again.
All
I'm
right, let's
kidding.
see.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But I have like in the Brandon Allen match was the only match where I predicted Larry to
I
to
think we all did.
to win.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
the
And he,
funny thing was, is, we just didn't think about that Kings move, and
yeah.
yeah. And the funny thing was, is that Michael Todd would never teach Larry how to do a shoulder press.
Hmm.
Yeah. I make fun of Michael because of that sometimes, but
Yeah.
damn it, it would have been nice if he had been working on a shoulder press. Yeah.
Mhm. Let's see how that goes for Larry. And any future, like if Kyle beats somehow he beats Larry, like any future for him, any possible opportunities in the future in Dubai?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing is that he's getting to a nicely high level, and he's young. That there's some other very young guys that are amazing athletes. That like a Maxim / Akimbo 69,
Kimbo
or
69.
Schoolboy. Schoolboy's still here, of course. We love Schoolboy, and he's doing well now. He just had a little competition that was posted on his channel. So yeah, there's possibilities for sure.
Yeah. The Nightmare is saying Mazahir versus Kyle would have been a great matchup. Yes, it is kind of strange as well because Mazahir competed, and I think Askar Ali, who is also the Pro Punjab League 80 kg champion, he competed with in the 80 kg 85 kg division at King of the Table tournament, and there was also some of the players from the other federations of India. So that thing is not sure why that was allowed, but this one is not. Paulin is saying Larry is definitely getting
Yeah.
better, easy to see. He's at a higher level than most people give him credit for. When is Paul
Yeah.
getting invited to King of the Table? He's been killing it lately, like
That
putting
that's
everyone in a hook
that's
and beating them.
yeah. I mean, I would love to have Paul. Like Paul, we've actually talked, and you can confirm this, Paul, in the chat. But I we were going to have Paul come out here like a couple of years ago, but COVID was around, and I think there was things up in the air with his coaching and stuff like that. So it kind of fell apart. But it would have been good to have Paul like work with Larry. I would really like Paul to still come out and work with Larry if that's a possibility. Just
Yeah.
because Paul obviously is not just super strong, but he's a technical arm wrestler.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. So he learning from somebody like him would be a great thing. Yeah.
For sure. Sure. So, all right, Adam. I think these were all of the questions that I had for you. Anything else that you would personally like to mention about the event that we are going to have tomorrow? About the practice polls, who are the names that are going to be there?
Let's see. There's another Kyle that's actually going to be there.
Kyle Hutchinson.
Yep, Kyle Hutchison from the UK.
Yep.
I believe he's UK's like #1 arm wrestler now.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't. He and Larry pulled left-handed, and Larry, pretty much had the upper hand.
Yeah.
For the most part. Right-handed, they didn't pull too much just because Larry has to save it for Kyle Cummings.
What do you mean by too much? Because we were not shown any clip on the right arm, I think.
Oh, I thought it's in there. Just like a little bit of.
Maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a full match or anything. It was just really them sitting in the center.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just kind of testing out a little bit. That's all. Yeah. So this will be a fun practice because there's a lot of good people that will be there. Suhail will be there, Mazahir. Arjun can't make it because he has work. He's just getting back from India, so he can't make it. I'm hoping Prasad can come. He's a great, smaller Indian guy. Amazing, super strong. He beats me in the hook. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna get him though. I'll get him. Get him.
Prasad will see this video for sure. Paulin is saying that I believe I can help Larry a bit, and someone was saying Larry versus Reno message. No. I don't think that match. Do you know Reno?
I do, and I've spoken with him. He would be. I agree with Eastside Arm Wrestling there that says Reno's probably too much for Larry.
Yeah,
probably. But I still think it could be a good match. It's so hard to say. I mean, he's amazing. I think he's only 18 years old.
Yeah, 18.
He's a big guy though. He's a big kid.
About 103 kilos, something like that.
Yeah. So, but he's somebody I think that Larry and I would like to bring out to Dubai. Mm-hmm. He deserves spotlight, as I said.
Yeah. Mike on is saying my prediction goes to Kyle. He's going to beat Larry because when I saw his last name, he was too. Last time he was too massive. Believe me, Kyle is going to win. Have they sent you the like their stats and like how tall is he? How much does he weigh?
I know he's 6'2". I forget how much he weighs. But he's going to be on the same near Larry's, I think. Larry's, I think, only 117 right now.
No, I don't think he's going to be 117. Maybe around 105. I don't think Kyle is much heavier than that. Yeah. Because he looks like lean and for sure not as muscular as Larry. I would be shocked if he weighs over 105 kilos.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
I'm just guessing. Yeah. I'm just guessing.
Okay,
wrong. I can be wrong though. Yeah, only 18. Pradeep versus Adam. Nah. That is a bad match.
I will fuck you up.
This is the exact same thing that you said the last time. No words changed, like exact same quotation.
Are you going to get demonetized because of me? I'm terrible. I have a potty mouth.
No. I have never cursed on my channel, not even worse, but there is never going to be a time when I'll ask my guests not to curse unless like they're getting really heavy on me, myself.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. if it is in a funny way.
Yeah, yeah, for
Battle of
sure.
Schoolboys, Reno versus Alexander. Would King of the Table be interested in that match? Like real schoolboy versus schoolboy. Reno is
That's
18.
a possibility.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so we have all kinds of possibilities
yeah.
happening. So
It's the best thing.
that's
That's the best thing about this 2022 year, because of so many matches. Like, we now have even more matches unlocked. Like, you can ask a a person who has been following arm wrestling for less than a year, and he can probably give you 10 close matches
mm,
just like just by thinking in
yeah.
a few minutes. That's how many matches we have available right now. And I even asked Reno when I interviewed him about this possible super match, and he said that yes, I would love to have a super match with him, with Schoolboy, but he's no match for him. He believes that he's going to win this match easy, and he's 18, and Schoolboy is the super heavyweight youth champion. So
Right,
Schoolboy was
right.
under 22 champion, and he's only
Hmm.
under 18 champion, and still he's
Yeah.
really confident that he's going to beat Schoolboy
Mm, mm,
while being
interesting. Yeah.
while being smaller and while being younger as well.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're doing an awesome job with King of the Table, like with everything with Larry's channel, and you're definitely a great asset in the world of arm wrestling. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate